What is up, my beautiful listeners? We are back again. It's another glorious week, another glorious podcast. It is the end of, we're coming towards the end of the month, end of Black History Month. I am going to apologize. I didn't get a chance to have a guest on so we could speak about all things positive, but I will do my due diligence and get you guys another couple guests. I'm working on another couple guests this coming month because it is Women's History Month. So that'll be the theme for next month, and I'll be working on that. Other than that, we got a lot of stuff going on. You know, the news is getting a little crazy. The whole wall thing. We got Jussie Smollett over here lying, maybe not. It has been crazy. There's nothing short of bad news out there, but there is some positive, and that's what we'll be covering today. You know, we got a rhino situation coming out of South Africa that I'll be reporting on. A couple, sibling heroes down in Florida helping some people. And we have a couple entrepreneurs that created a possibly life-saving app. All that and more. Also, we're going to have, since it is still Black History Month, this week will be our conclusion to the Black-owned nonprofit organizations that I'm reporting on, and our person of the week. So I'll carry that person of the week into next month, where we'll just focus on women empowerment, all those good things. I kind of slacked a little bit this weekend, trying to recharge my batteries. I didn't post anything on social media whatsoever. I didn't even look anything up, to be honest. So batteries are recharged. It's a new week. Trying to stay motivated, trying to stay engaged, and do a little more reporting on all things positive. Once again, if you have anything positive you'd like to share, write into us, comment, tag us, do whatever you can to spread the good news. It doesn't even have to be with the Limelight Highlight podcast. It could be with anybody, anything. I just want to see more positive things out there, following new hashtags and things like that. There's actually a lot of really good news out there if you focus on it. So with that being said, let's quit focusing on the negative and all this nonsense and controversy in the news, because it doesn't get anybody anywhere. Although we should still pay attention to it, because if you want to make a difference, you got to find out what the problems are in the community and fix them yourself, right? All right. Well, with that all being said, I'm going to quit rambling nothings in your ear, and hope you guys enjoyed this week's show. Hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys get motivated to do something positive in your community for anybody else. And so learn something, enjoy it, and I will talk to you guys in a few. Alrighty, guys, our first podcast news story for this week comes out of South Africa. Now, South Africa is the home to damn near all of the rhinos in the world. Almost all of them, anyway. But the reason I'm bringing this story up is because for the first time since 2012, 1,000 rhinos, less than 1,000 rhinos have been, or just animals in general, have been illegally poached or killed, making that a 25% decrease since last year, and making it a really low number. With less than 1,000 in South Africa is actually really good, especially with all the poaching rhinos do. Now you're probably wondering, why do people still hunt rhinos for their horn? What's with the horn? So it's associated with business success and high social standing for some people. So they'll spend a ton of money, kind of like a weird flex for some reason. Instead of buying like a Lambo or something that actually cost a lot of money, they'll rip the horns off of these animals that have absolute no use whatsoever. And the reason I bring up the usage is because in some Asian countries, they believe that the horns have special properties and they can cure ailments and like erectile dysfunction and nonsensical shit like that. Excuse my language, makes me upset that it's 2018 and we still got people hunting rhinos for their horns. But there's some good news. During the last year, over 365 alleged poachers were arrested across South Africa, as well as 36 horn traffickers. So the reason I bring this up is because people think, oh, you can't stop these poachers. There's too many people, blah, 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 blah. But with these numbers, it's actually showing kind of a confirmation that the things that these people are putting into place that are helping these animals and helping people keep these animals safe and alive are actually helping. So that comes from positivenews.com. That's one of the sources that I've actually just started recently looking into. They got a lot of cool positive news, and it's kind of for all around the world, not just one specific area. Hence why this one comes out of South Africa. So if you want to know more about that, go check out that website and see what other news you think is worthy of reporting on. All right, now for our second story of the week, comes from Florida. We have a brother and sister that go by Aaron Allen and Jaleesa Jones. And they're being hailed heroes for saving a family from drowning, in a sense. So the story goes, Aaron and Jaleesa were driving a furniture truck behind a family of 3. And this white, according to reports, a white Chrysler came out of nowhere, sideswiped the car in front of them, ran them off the road, and the car flipped upside down into a retention pond. Now, the first thing Aaron and Jaleesa thought was pull over and go help these people. The minute they pulled over, they went into the pond. They saw the car was flipped upside down. I guess through the adrenaline and everything going through their mind, they actually managed to flip the car on its side from being upside down. So that's a great sign. And they were trying to break through the window. So Aaron decides he was going to take off his shirt, wrap it around his hand, and punch through the glass. He did exactly that. And him and his sister got, Thomas, Diana, and their 11-day-old child out of the car, saved them from drowning. Unfortunately, Thomas pulled his hand back out after punching the glass and tore, got some muscle damage and tore some skin. But for the most part, everybody was okay. Other than a couple scrapes and bruises, even the 11-day-old baby was taken to the hospital for further evaluation. Everybody came back with a clean bill of health. So I really hope the police catch that douchebag in the Chrysler 300. And I'm glad that, thanks to these 2 heroes, we got a whole family that has their lives indebted to them. Anybody who has a heart big enough to do that is worthy of being reported on. And that story actually comes out of blackamericaweb.com. They have great stories for everything that you need to know, for all great black news, pretty much. So that's why I'm reporting on that story. And now for our third story. This actually comes from the same website. Now, the reason I'm bringing this story up is because a lot of people, we always hear talks about suicide and suicide prevention or depression, anxiety, all the proponents that have mental health, that have to do around mental health is pretty big today. And rightfully so, because a lot of people tend to hurt themselves, hurt others, or don't know how to deal with it. Now, these couple entrepreneurs, Hannah and Charlie, they created a possibly life-saving app called the Not Okay app. So Havana was diagnosed with a medical condition that basically caused her to frequently faint. And her and her friend Charlie basically came up with this idea, what would be a great idea, almost like an Amber Alert in a sense, but it is an app where if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling vulnerable, anxious, suffering from loneliness, they created this app which kind of sends this alert or a notification to 3 to 5 pre-selected contents with your GPS location to let them know that you're feeling this way and don't know what to do. So that alone is, if it's better than sending a phone call, or it kind of takes that thought process away. Like, I don't know who I should call or who's going to help me with, what's going on right now. So I thought that was a really cool app that they designed. It's only available for Apple, so the iOS devices. Sorry, Android people or Google people, but I'm sure they will come out with an app. And I love the fact that it's called the Not Okay app, because a lot of people don't know it is okay to not be okay. So if you are ever feeling that way, or anybody with suffering any type of, mental health conditions, point them in the direction of this app if they have an iPhone, or, just talk to them. Just talking to somebody can make a world of difference. And that's another reason why I'm sharing this specific story, because this can definitely save some lives. A lot of people, even I know, suffer from depression and things of that nature, and they have suicidal thoughts. Not everybody has the strength to deal with whatever it is going on, and we can't assume, and not everybody knows what to do in that situation. A lot of them end up checking themselves into a mental hospital, and that's like those who actually really think about it. Those are fortunate enough to seek the help. Others not so lucky, but thankfully these two have created an app that can possibly help those. So once again, I got that story from the same website as the previous one, and that's blackamericaweb.com. Go check those guys out and see what you can do to help another person who you feel might use this information. And that concludes our 3 good news stories for this week. Now I'm going to share with you 3 Black-owned nonprofit organizations, and hopefully you get some use out of this. So the first one being the Organization of Black Designers. Now, the Organization of Black Designers is a nonprofit national professional association dedicated to promoting the visibility, education, empowerment, and interaction of its membership, and the understanding and value that diverse design perspectives contribute to world culture and commerce. The Organization of Black Designers is the first national organization dedicated to addressing the unique needs of African American design professionals. So with that being said, if you are in the design industry or fashion or anything of that nature, and you need to figure out how you can further your career or what tools are out there to help you, the Organization of Black Designers is there for you. Now, the next one is going to be the United Negro College Fund, or UNCF. Now, the United Negro College Fund is the nation's largest, oldest, and most successful and most comprehensive minority higher education assistance organization. The UNCF provides a range of support to keep academic programs strong and tuition affordable for 37 member historically African American colleges and universities. As a result of the support, member institutions educate more than 50,000 students each year and have produced more than 430,000 graduates with the help of UNCF. So once again, these are some of the organizations that you can seek help from or see what you can do to possibly qualify to become one of the members, or how you can benefit from all the work that they're doing. And the last one I'm going to share this week is going to be 100 Black Men of America. Now, the mission of 100 Black Men of America is to improve the quality of life and enhance educational and economic opportunities for all African Americans. So those are the 3 that I'm sharing this week. That last one kind of encompasses everything that we've been talking about all month long with Black History Month. The institutionalized racism of old, which kind of leaks into today's society. There's organizations out there that are helping the less fortunate, those communities that have been kind of cut off in this vicious cycle and don't know how to get out. These are some of the places that you can find and visit and possibly seek help from, and see how you can benefit, or those of you who know other people that might need this information to benefit. If you're looking for all of those and more specific list, it's in diversitybestpractices.com. That's diversitybestpractices.com. They have a list of all the nonprofits that are focused on helping all those communities. So I hope you guys learned a little something from that. All right, guys, now to conclude this week's podcast with the person of the week. This person of the week goes to Alvin Ailey, the legendary modern dance pioneer, choreographer, and civil rights artist as activist. He died almost about 30 years ago, and he died in 1989 to an AIDS-related illness. He had an uphill battle, throughout his life. He was born in poverty, as many Black people were at the time, in Texas in 1931.